What's up, Helix users, HX Stompers, Podgo people, HX Effectsers, whoever the heck you are out there watching this. If you have a Line 6 product, this is going to be a video for you to check out. This is probably one of the most asked questions that I get. I get this on my channel all the time, and it's how do I go about leveling my presets from preset to preset? How do I get relative volumes to match? And what do I do to get this sounding live? Like, or I should say, how do I get these sounding good live? So you'll find often that a preset that you make at home is going to sound radically different than when you get out on stage, or you get to a sound check, or you get to the rehearsal room. There's a couple of reasons for this. There's some scientific stuff, Fletcher-Munson curve, all that stuff, but I just want to show you guys how I go about making my presets just in general in my Helix. We're going to do a full preset walkthrough for the HX Stomp or for the Helix. It doesn't matter which one. It's just going to be a walkthrough, so I want you guys to pull up a fresh preset and follow along with me if you're going to be wanting this preset. Okay, we're going to be building like a 68 Marshall type of thing. Peter Green passed away today, so I'm not going for an exact tone of his, but he always used like a 68 plexi and some, PAF style pickups. I'm obviously using my, my 335, my D'Angelico, so I'm going to be using this to get the tone, to get that nice 68 Marshall sound. More often than not, the problem that people wind up having is that their presets are too hot. And what I mean by too hot is that they have the channel volume, the master volume, and the gains all cranked up, and they're just getting fizzy, crackling distortion, and it's not good. It sounds horrible. It sounds like complete ass. And I've helped a couple of people with this. I've given a couple of Helix lessons, and more often than not, that's the number one problem, is that your presets are too loud. So my step one is just making sure that that preset's at an even volume. What do I mean by even volume? So if I look at my preset right now, I have a blank preset up. Literally nothing is pulled up. You see my HX edit screen is blank. And now I'm going to go to my Cakewalk project. So this is my project that I always do my videos in. I use Cakewalk, Sonar, my DAW. It's free. You just make an account and download it, and it's free. It works great. So you'll see my signals being recorded. And what I want you to pay attention to is the sound bar right here, the gain right here, this meter right here. And you'll see that my totally bypassed signal is about minus 12 dB or a little bit hotter. This will change depending on your setup, how you're going into the DAW. So if you have your stuff set to line out or instrument out, whatever it is, I'm gonna want my preset to wind up around this same exact output. So I keep everything simple. I don't touch my output signal. I keep it at mic level, which would be instrument level using the HX Stomp. And I send that signal, don't touch it. My volume knob's not in play here. So I don't touch that main volume knob or the big knob if we're talking about the Helix. So this is just a straight bypassed amp sound. This is just guitar, HX Stomp into DAW. And you'll see me hover around that minus 12 mark. So that's my goal as I go. And that's going to be how I match all my other presets. I will literally take all of my presets, whether they're pre-existing or made fresh, pull them up, and then do exactly this, exactly what I just did, go into my DAW, make sure that the main rhythm presets are about -12, okay? That's also not an exact science. That's just to get me in the ballpark. It doesn't get me on the field yet. So, this baseball joke, opening weekend, baby, let's go. So, that's just step one to this. Step two is to actually apply it and take it into your real life application and see how they sound there. This gives me a good representation of what the Helix is outputting regardless of what you think you're hearing. What's the term I'm looking for? Perceived volume is what I'm trying to avoid here. So you see I don't have my cans on, I don't have any monitoring happening right now. I don't want to get my perceived volumes screwed up. That's why I use this, get it to the minus 12, leave it there, whether it sounds weird to me here or not. Sometimes my clean presets sound like they're not gonna cut through, and my dirty ones sound like they get buried or that they're too hot. I always leave it at minus 12 and take that into rehearsal, tweak it from there, and that's where I make my fine tuning. So at the end of the day, it's not something that you could solve at home. You have to do it with the full band, with a mix. I guess you could do it to backing tracks and stuff, but still you're gonna wanna make fine adjustments when you are live with other people in the room. Enough of that, let's get to the preset. So we'll do a plexi. I did a bright one recently. Let's give me the jumpered. No, not amp and cab. So I wanna just do amp here. I'm gonna get my Brit jumpered. Great. And now cabinets, go to a new block first, obviously. Okay, cabinets. This is something that I've also been spending a lot of time teaching people and talking about how to get your stock cabs sounding just as good as IRs. Dual cabs, they're life. So you go right here, you see where it says single, you're gonna click that, make it dual. If you've seen all this before, just come along for the ride, you will survive. And my main go-tos, let's not even do a go-to, let's do something I'm not used to. I've been liking the Blackback. I really like this. It came stock as the Rev Gen purple cabinet, and I've really liked that. So I'm gonna say that that's what's happening right now. I'm just gonna go for it. My other one, let's see, I'll go 212. And this is always this is kind of like, if you have a regular cabinet that you always use, try just throwing in this 212 interstate with the 4038 ribbon, back it up, take the high and low cuts off, and bring up the early reflections to like between 50 and 60% or so, around there. And then supplement that with the cabinet, the single cabinet that you've already used. So just stock, the Blackback has the 57 right on it. So this is nothing. I've never heard this before. I have no idea what this is about to sound like. Let's see what we got. Definitely woofy right off the bat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 4038 side, I'm gonna dial that volume back. Oh, I forgot my one rule. You're not hearing me in stereo, but I'm in stereo right now, and the cabs are panned hard left and hard right. I don't understand why it's like that. So I'm gonna throw an EQ block in, nice simple Kelly graphic, and that'll sum back to mono. Still a little too boomy, so I'm gonna dial out some of this 4038. And that's just a starting point. We're definitely gonna need to be doing stuff. Definitely too woofy, so I'm gonna pull out some of that bass. I feel like these amps, is this the one where you're supposed to dime everything? Let's find out. I'm gonna try less sag. It's kind of okay. So I'm not totally thrilled with the tone yet, but I'm just gonna go into my DAW now and check this out. So you see now my signal is only getting to minus 18 dB. So my number one thing to fix this is always, always, always your channel volume. Your channel volume's the one parameter that's not gonna affect your tone. It's just a volume knob. Always use your channel volume to adjust your presets. So I'm just gonna jack this channel up. Go back to the DAW. maybe a little too much. So now it's compression, it's got compression on it from being driven, so it's going to be a lot more level. I'm going to bring this channel volume down a little bit more. Hopefully 7 gets us there. Back to the DAW. And you could hear the Helix, the HX Stomp, it wants to be at this volume. You could hear it come to life when it gets to that -12 threshold. It just sounds different. I don't know why. This is no technical thing. This is just my experience and what I've messed around with this so much that I've just come to the conclusion of. So here's that same thing that just didn't sound that great, but now that it's at -12. So one thing that's bothering me about this, I think I've got a little too much drive. So now I adjusted the gain structure, so I'm going to go back to my DAW. I'm still good gain-wise, so I can leave that alone. So let's do some more with this. Now I get to do my favorite. Since we're going to go for like a Peter Green thing, I'm going to go to Legacy. I'm going to get us a nice room reverb, and I'm going to pull it down into a parallel, add some decay, jack this mix all the way up, take off high and low cuts, pre-delay we don't need because we are going to be doing that ourselves. And I'm going to bring down level B. If you guys haven't heard me talk about this before, check out some of my other videos where I talk more about this parallel effects. Not getting totally what I want out of this right now. Make this room bigger. Here on -3 gets a little too much. Should be okay for now. Let's hit us with the drive pedal. Let's go with Air Parent. I haven't used this in a while, so I'm gonna set this to boost, normal gain, 18 volts, give it headroom, give it some gain. Still getting a little, maybe too much low end that I'm not liking out of this. Getting there. Just pull this back a little bit. I don't know why I'm playing everything in D today. I guess that's my key for the day. I think let's use this last block quickly. Simple delay, haven't used you in a minute either. Let's just go with this. I'm going to put you in the parallel path. I'm going to bring your mix up and your feedback. Alright, I'm going to call this preset done. This was a lot of fun to just mess around and do today. I wanted to finally answer this question for all those people asking. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please ask any further questions below. I'll get right back to you in the comments section. If you're new, subscribe and check out more of my videos if you want more Helix tips, tricks, and everything else of the trade. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.